Hi guys, Chris and PJ here live in the Dream Giveaway Garage.
Happy Wednesday, sir.
Happy Hoods Up Wednesday, PJ.
That's amazing. Look at these things, Chris.
Yeah, I gotta tell you, the Plum Crazies were on the Backyard Buddy lift and we brought them down. YouTube influencer Joe Rady was over here earlier today and he's been dying to get the 70 Challenger RT 446 pack pistol grip out for a spin, and he had a blast. So before we put them back up on the lift, we figured we'd do a little video and show you both engine bays. We're going to talk a little bit about a question which I honestly don't have the answer to yet, but I'm going to keep looking into it. Maybe you guys know the answer and you can tell me. So first we got to tell you, Plum Crazy, of course, came out in 1970, part of Dodge's high impact colors. Can you name another one like Go Man Go, Sublime Green? Few more out there that you can come up with.
Citron Yellow. Maybe.
Citron Yellow, that's right. That's good, PJ. And so when Dodge started doing the Hellcats in 2015, and even before then, when the Charger came out a few years earlier than that, some of those high-impact colors came back into circulation. Plum Crazy, of course, probably being the most iconic of the high-impact colors. So this pair-up is a 70 Challenger and a 2023 Challenger Hellcat Super Stock. Got a long name, but it's got a lot of horsepower to go with that long name. PJ?
Larry West says banana yellow, maybe?
Yeah, and then there was Panther Pink, and then the Plymouth one was like Mulan something, right?
Hey, Sue says, hi, PJ and Chris, happy Wednesday.
Hey, happy Wednesday to you. We've got both hoods up here, and I'm going to pull this hood down just a little bit.
Because what am I seeing, or what am I not seeing?
You're not seeing the letters Dodge right here.
And why?
D-O-D.
And is this the question that you don't know the answer to?
That's a question I don't know the answer to yet. Now, I think it has something to do with either the hood pins or the hood. With that being said, I've got two cues that are going to help us out, or maybe they won't help out at all. They're vintage advertisements for the 1970 Dodge Challenger. And I'm going to keep this at half height here because we're going to compare. PJ, put up on the big screen, Vintage Dodge Magazine advertisement number 1.
Is that the one with? Without.
Okay, so that is, now that's the same hood and it's got the hood pins, right? But it's got the Dodge on it. Now let's look at that other ad. Now this is a different hood, and instead of the Dodge there, it's got the Dodge symbol. That actually is coming back in 2024 or 2025. They bring in that symbol back. What do they call that? Like the Hertz something? So that doesn't have it, but the other one does, but this car doesn't have it. So if the hood had it in the magazine ad, could it have been early in the year and later production cars did not receive it? Or did drag pack cars not get it? Or did 440 cars not get it? I don't know the answer. If you guys know the answer to why some 1970 Dodge Challengers with the double scoop hood and the hood pins have the letters, the Dodge letters there, and some do not, then I'd like to know. And tell me the reason why.
Well, hopefully you get some sleep on this, Chris, and you might have to...
I'm going to be up all night trying to figure this out, PJ. Regardless, there's one thing that I know. James Holden, the president of Chrysler, owned and restored this car. That means he did it right. So if there was a reason for those Dodge letters not to be on that hood, then he knew what that reason was. Go ahead, PJ.
Larry West says Plum Crazy. He's got a bunch of them here, so let me read them.
Plum Crazy.
Plum Crazy.
Yep.
He's got this big, huge article, which I love to see. Hemi Orange.
Hemi Orange, of course.
Bahama Yellow.
Yep.
Go Mango, like you'd mentioned.
Go Mango.
Sublime Green.
Sublime Green.
Pink Panther.
Panther Pink, not Pink Panther, because Pink Panther was trademarked. Right. Panther Pink.
Okay. And it says other high impact colors include Top Banana and Dodge.
Top Banana.
Citron Yellow and Dodge.
Right.
Green Go and Dodge.
Right.
Lemon Twist in Plymouth.
Oh, I like that name, Lemon Twist.
Curious Yellow in Plymouth.
Okay.
Sassy Grass Green.
I remember that. Yeah.
Bright Green in Dodge.
Yep.
And Rally Green in Plymouth. Rally.
Okay.
Rally Green. So thank you very much for that.
Thank you very much. All high impact colors. And it's interesting, B5, I guess, is not a high impact color, huh? That petty blue?
Now, Kathy says, I was wondering if it was because the A34 track pack, maybe.
Well, that's what I asked. A part of that super track pack option, that A34 option on the car, that gave it the 410s in the rear, could that have something to do with it? And I'll tell you what, I looked at the order guide that Kathy sent on over to me, and I looked at every page of that, or nearly every page of it, and I could not find this as either an option that you could order those Dodge letters, or that certain packages came with it and certain packages did not. So again, I'm putting it out there to you guys because it's driving me plum crazy.
Oh, good one.
And
now, so 53
I got that.
53 years later.
53 years
we're
later.
Looking at this amazing machine.
Plum Crazy, 807 horsepower Super Stock, which is a Hellcat. It's a very limited edition. In fact, only 27 of these were made in Plum Crazy. That's a 6.2 liter Hemi. Now here's a question, which has more displacement? A 6.2 liter Hemi or a 440 Dodge Big Block?
Oh, they got math going.
Oh, going to have to figure that one out. I think the 440 has a larger displacement. Someone do the math on that. Am I right? 440 is more cubes than a 6.2 liter. However, over twice the horsepower than this one. 390 horsepower here, 807 horsepower. PJ, show these two beauties together, will you?
Yeah, it is great. And this one ends on Halloween, I think, October 31st.
Yeah, so you guys have plenty of time still to enter. And someone said, well, why don't you guys give away a Plymouth? Guys, let us get through the Plum Crazies, will you? Yeah, you know, we pick the best cars for you, whether it's Dodge or Chevy or Pontiac or Oldsmobile, Ford, the Mustangs. Man, we've got some nice Mustangs in here. The Shelbys. Go ahead.
Roger says, could have been the delete item, maybe? I don't know.
No, I don't know. I even looked at the decoder. So here's the thing. You guys know what a fender tag is, right?
Let's get your decoder ring out, Chris.
My decoder ring onto the fender tag. And so I have a binder and all this is decoded. And I do, even in that decoding, I looked line item by line item and I do not see a hood letter delete. So for now it's going to remain a mystery why the letters D-O-D-G-E are not on the hood of this, but they're not there for a reason. And when we figure that out, we're going to share that with you guys.
Jesus says 440 cubic inches equivalent to 7.2 liters.
There you go. Yep, one more liter of displacement than that 6.2.
Larry West says a 6.2 liter equivalent to 378 cubic inches.
That's
so
correct.
Going backwards.
Yep,
So that's great.
and the 6.4 liter naturally aspirated Dodge is what, a 380... Not a 383, I know. That's an old nomenclature. I think it's a little more than
Dave says it's Mopar or no car either way.
Mopar or no car either way, as Wayman Henry used to say when he'd chime in for our videos, Mopar or no car. Another of our great twofer package. We did a twofer on the Super Chevys yesterday, the Mopars today. We should pick another twofer to show off tomorrow, PJ.
Well, if it's any... if it's got anything to do with Alan's comment here, I love the Ford pair behind you, behind the Plum Crazies.
Maybe that's what we'll do. We'll just show the Shelby pair tomorrow. Celebrating 100 years of Carroll Shelby, not necessarily 100 years of Shelby performance.
Right.
So there you go. Well, guys, you don't have to choose between them because if you have that magic ticket number, you're going to take home both. Plus, we will pay the federal prize tax on your behalf if you have that lucky ticket number, and that independent auditor chooses that number randomly at the end of the giveaway.
Viper Turbo says, I asked Mark Worman. He'll
Okay.
know from the graveyard cars.
Sure.
I don't know.
Yeah, ask Mark. Maybe he knows. Absolutely. And if Jim Holden is watching, Jim, give us a call and let us know why the letters D-O-D-G-E, I know you know what that spells, are not on the hood of the car that you restored. That would be so nice if Jim Holden called in and was live on our video. Wouldn't that be cool, PJ?
Jeff wants to know, is there a build sheet under the passenger front seat that may answer your question?
I have a copy of the build sheet. We'll show that to you in another video. And yes, that's been decoded. I've looked at it. Didn't answer my question. But we'll figure it out.
Crazy.
All right, guys. Plum crazy. In fact, when you wake up tomorrow morning, put some grape jam on your toast, will you please? And think about how great it will be to have two grape-colored go-go fast cars in your garage just because you helped out 8 great charities. It could happen just like today, in which the classic Corvette, that Resto Mod Corvette, went home to Kenneth K of the great state of Texas, or the other day, in which the Roush Mustang finally left the building and went to the gentleman in South Carolina. So, the winners are real, guys and ladies, and you could be the next big one. All you have to do is help out those charities and get your entries to win. PJ, what do you got?
One more quick question. Dave says maybe it was built on a Friday night.
Sir, I did not find any beer cans behind the rear seat, so.
Anthony says
but I know the joke.
And he says, me and my brother just plumbing around in these bad boys.
Oh, there you go.
And Roger says could have a box of leftover parts in his garage. There's possibilities are endless.
I mean, you never know. All right, guys, 2 Plum Crazies, 1 lucky winner. It could be you. Get your entries at dreamgiveaway.com. We'll see you tomorrow. More great fun, more great action, more great grand prizes, like the plum craziest pair of Dodge Challengers on earth. It only happens here live in our favorite place on earth, the Dream Giveaway Garage.